Good morning, and thanks for watching Dustin Dennis Fishing. If you enjoy the video or any of my other stuff, please hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate the following and supporting me. I'm driving to my local marina, and I wanted to talk about forward-facing sonar, active target, megalive, live scope, and a lot of rant and raves that it's cheating, it should be banned, it's not fair, this and that. I'm going to give you my opinion on it. A couple years ago, I purchased megalive forward-facing sonar for my boat and my setup because my whole boat is rigged up with Humminbird and I wanted it all to be the same. I put it on, I go out, and I will tell you from first-hand experience, if you've never used forward-facing sonar, you truly cannot make a comment that it's cheating and this and that, because you haven't realized just how difficult it is to use. You go out, you try to turn it on, and you go out and try to catch fish, and it's just not that simple. You got to put the time in and learn how to use it. You got to have it set up correctly on your graphs with the contrast and the sensitivity to be able to see your bait and see the fish. And there's a lot of variables that go into it. If you do not have target lock technology, your transducer is then going to be mounted on your trolling motor. So if there's any boat movement, wind movement whatsoever, you got to constantly be moving that trolling motor to point the transducer that's attached to it at the fish. While you're doing that and holding the boat in place, then you have to cast the right distance, get the bait down to the right depth, and present your lure to that fish and try to entice it to a bite. So all of that has to be played and can only be done through experience of trial and error and repetitious time to be able to utilize that successfully. Then the final step in it all is you got to get the fish to bite. Just because you see the fish does not mean you're going to get it to bite. More times than not, from my experience, the fish don't want to feed or don't want to bite. And you can sit there and work a jerk bait, work a swim bait, a jig, whatever, you throw to it. And a lot of times the fish just don't want to feed and don't want to bite. Now, yes, there are times where you can roll up to a spot and see some fish suspended or swimming around, and I mean, bam, 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 and next thing you know, you feel like a pro on TV because you're catching fish. But just because you have forward-facing sonar does not mean you're going to win every event or even outfish most people who are getting the money. I get beat all the time by people who don't have it. And if you don't have it, do not get discouraged. If you can't financially afford it or don't have the setup to be able to put it on, it's fine. Go out, do your thing, enjoy fishing, and figure out a pattern that suits and fits what you're capable of doing. If you do have forward-facing sonar, it is only as good as the operator can use it. Like I mentioned, all the variables that go into place, you got to put the time and experience in to learn how to use it. Then you got to also be able to find fish to catch and get them to bite. And all of that factors in. When you see little video clips or watch the pros on TV or Facebook or whatever, they make it look very easy. And sometimes it is that simple once you have learned how to use it and find the fish. But a lot of times it's not. And they make it look easier than what it is because they do it all the time. They got the experience, the knowledge. They're out there constantly, trying and working the baits and learning and knowing what little techniques and all this stuff. And that gives them an advantage. But your everyday, normal fishermen like you and I may not get the opportunity to go all the time and utilize it. So when you do get out on the water, try to put the time in to use it. And it can be a key tool to use at the right time to try to be successful. Not all the time, but it can give you that little bit of edge if you need a bigger fish or an extra bite, or try to find something, offshore or something like that. Is it cheating? No. I do not believe it's cheating at all. Like I said, you got to be able to learn how to use it and find the fish and be able to get the right fish to bite to win. You know, a lot of times in the spring, most people don't even use it. Most people are going down the bank lines, you know, running a bank line pattern or a spawning pattern, and it's not being utilized at that time of the year. And people who don't have forward-facing sonar, that's the time where you can capitalize. Now, yes, this year so far in 2023, every major event with the pros has been won with forward-facing sonar, but you're on these giant bodies of water. You got the best fishermen in the world competing, so they put the time in and they learn it, and you know that's one guy that's winning it. You know, the rest of the people are putting other patterns together. You know, another big thing a lot of people don't talk about is it can be very troublesome using it, because a lot of times you can't get the fish to bite, or you're having issues getting the bait to present itself correctly, or even find the fish, and it can frustrate you and ruin your day. And I highly recommend, if you're out there using it and you're in a tournament or trying to just fun fish and you're struggling to catch fish doing it, man, shut it off and just go fish. You know, fishing's supposed to be relaxing and enjoyable, whether it's on a competitive level or not. Don't let trying to learn forward-facing sonar get the best of you. Another thing is my partner hates it. Why? Because if I'm on the front of the boat and I'm out there trying to, you know, video game a bass to bite, he's not up there with me fishing and trying to do it, and he's kind of just lost off the back of the boat, just casting in a general direction. And he has caught fish, you know, random casting in areas while I'm up there video gaming, but it's really, I'm going to use the word unfair to the other angler in the back of the boat, because he doesn't have it in front of him to fish, and it can be, you know, irritating and frustrating as a non-boater or a guy not in front of the graph and not utilizing the feature. It can be very frustrating at times when fishing. So keep that in mind. If you're out there just leisure fishing and you bring somebody along and you want to go video game and learn how to catch fish on your forward-facing sonar all day, remember the guy in the back of the boat, you know, doesn't have that, and he doesn't get to see what you get to see and can throw to it based on the way it's set up. So just keep that in mind. So my take on all of this, if you can financially afford it, purchase it, learn it. It's only going to be as good as you are with it, and it can be a key asset when the time is right and you can get a fish to react. If you cannot afford it, that's okay. Go do your thing, have fun, find fish doing a pattern that has worked for you, and fish your confidence and your strengths. And you know, you can still win events and all that without forward-facing sonar. It happens all the time. So that's my take on it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe, and I appreciate it, and you have a good day.